There seems to be this rumor going around that nice cars make women more attracted to you. So I thought I might as well try it out. So I took some pictures with the Range Rover and went to the App Store and downloaded a couple of my favorite apps, Tinder and my now new favorite, Bumble. And I decided that I would test out if women are actually attracted to men who have nice cars. Before we jump into this video, I just want to say I want to be the first to point out that I know this video is much different than every other video on the automotive channel, but I thought it would be a fun video to make and I thought I might as well try it out. On top of that, if you're looking to increase your appearance and want some nice, super high quality clothes without looking like you're wearing a dress, check out Downforce. It is automotive enthusiast clothing. Check it out, first link down below. But for now, let's get to talking about whether women are actually attracted to men who have nice cars. So I downloaded Tinder and Bumble and I was off to the races. I set up a very average profile that I would probably have set up for myself anyway, and I left the bio completely the same throughout the entire test because I didn't want that to affect it in any way. Not that it would, because let's be honest, you really only look at someone's bio after you've matched with them. So the first picture set had no mention of the BMW or the Range Rover anywhere in them, and neither did the bio. In fact, the only thing that did was my linked Instagram account, and really there was not too much I could do about that. But again, if you're not looking at the bio, then you're not seeing the linked Instagram account, and it doesn't really matter. I kept the profile pictures for 2 weeks before I decided to change them, and during that time, like I said, I used all of my swipes that I could. I had a few decent matches, but really nothing that led to any dates, and really most of the conversations were extremely dull, and they wanted to tell me about how they were doing nothing with their life and how they were just sitting around that day. Then the change happened. I decided to go ahead and change the pictures to the one of me with the Range Rover, and I changed some other pictures around too to make it look like I had a much more exhilarating and much more fun life. What happened after that though was a bit shocking to me, but first, a quick backstory. I remember when I bought the Range Rover, people came out of the woodwork and I was completely overwhelmed with the amount of former high school friends that I had at the time who wanted to check out the car. Again, this is a car that really cost no more than a new Accord, so there's nothing too special about the used Range Rover. People made, in fact, a bigger deal out of it than I did at the time, which was impressive because I was completely obsessed with the car. So I expected that in a town of 60,000 people, if the car could draw some attention, it would draw some attention on Tinder as well. The response, though, was a bit shocking. I really wasn't expecting that big of a change, especially as big as one that actually happened. Old people that I had matched with, which makes it sound like I matched with 70-year-old women, so I'm gonna cut that out. People that I had previously matched with came out of the woodwork and started messaging me like crazy. Even conversations that had gone stale and were completely dry suddenly were engaged again, which was extremely interesting to me, and even a lot of people came from Tinder's feed section where they can see when you update your profile picture, like a bunch of little creepy stalkers. And all of a sudden, my matches increased on both apps by over 150%. All from changing it to pictures of me sitting there doing nothing to standing next to cars doing nothing. 150% increase in matches. What? At first I thought maybe it was just a fluke or maybe it was just a good day, so I decided to keep the profile for a couple more weeks. But no, it wasn't a fluke, and the matches continued to come in that quickly. All I had to do was keep swiping the max amount Tinder would allow every day and doing the same thing on Bumble. And the best part was, most of them on Tinder, I didn't even have to message first. They approached me, virtually. For example, this very classy lady, who was actually kind of pretty, sent me this message, and this was actually something that was decently common. Most people would start out the messages with "nice car." Few of them would go into that much detail about what the car did to them, and I think that's a little disgusting and that they should go dry off with a towel. But see, there's a catch to it all, and here's the problem. We live in a world full of shiny ball syndrome, where people focus on one thing and then see something else shiny and immediately go for that. I mean, this girl even admitted it in her bio. So, for some reason, people see one shiny thing and then jump to the next shiny thing, and then when the next shiny thing comes up, they're on to that. These people are really never able to focus on one thing, so yes, while you can get a girl who's interested in a guy with nice cars on Tinder or Bumble, It's a little more complicated than that. The thing is, these apps are designed in a way to give you temporary fulfillment, same as Facebook and Instagram. So really, you're just going from one shiny thing to the next. On top of that, these apps are also designed in a way where you basically say smash or pass based on a first impression. No personality-driven basis whatsoever. All of that brings me to my point. If you have a nice car, sure, use it to your advantage. But remember, at the end of the day, no one really cares what kind of car you drive if you're a shitty person. Understand that there is no point in buying a fancy car to impress a girl or impress anyone else, because you yourself are just going to end up very disappointed. On top of that, very few women you meet on dating apps are going to be worth taking home to meet your family if they're just obsessed with your car. And there's nothing necessarily wrong with that, but buying a car like this doesn't lead to long-term fulfillment in that way. So the answer to this question is yes, nice cars do attract women, but very shallow women for the most part, unless it is actually something that they are genuinely interested in. So anyway guys, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed, leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on. Like I said, this video was much different than any other video on the automotive channel, and I guess we'll see how this video goes and go from there. But anyway guys, be sure to subscribe so you see more of the content, and I will see you next time.